So Lennox Lewis urges Oleksandr Usyk to retire on top. And he also went on to say, like, he can't really tell Usyk what to do. He's his own man. You know, he still has the ability, but he would want him to retire on top. And my counterpunch to Lennox Lewis, it's simple. I think he wants someone in that circle with him. And if Oleksandr Usyk retires, I think he will be in that circle. You know, because Lennox Lewis did do it smart. You know, a lot of people felt that, you know, he did it a little bit too soon himself. But Usyk, you can't say that about Usyk, because Usyk has became undisputed, and when he was undisputed, he was 37 then when he became undisputed. Now he's 38, and he became double undisputed when he took his IBF title back from Daniel Dubois. However, I will say this. I would rather want Usyk to do something besides, you know, what he's doing now. You know, a lot of people have no problem with him taking a break, which I have no problem with him taking a break. The only problem is it's allegations been brought up against him based on what he's been doing and what people seen him doing. You know, he's living his best life. He's reminding me of how Manny Pacquiao was living in the Philippines. You know, like Manny Pacquiao was playing basketball. Manny Pacquiao was, you know, he had his own team and he did all this stuff. But the crazy thing was Manny Pacquiao didn't have claims that he was injured. He was just, you know, doing his own thing, which I do think does it hold up the division. I think having every belt in the division holds up the division when you're not constantly fighting the next possible fighter that you could fight. That's just the reality of it. It's nothing personal against Oleksandr Usyk. He just has some big shoes to fill, you know. And for the record, we have to keep it a 100. Tyson Fury being unified, beating Vladimir Klitschko, he never defended those belts. Within 9 days, I think, or 2 weeks, I believe it was 9 days, the IBF stripped him when he beat Vladimir. Okay, they stripped him of that belt. That's why Tyson Fury has such a beef, you know, such a grudge against him now. Okay, that being said, you know, neither did Usyk. Usyk has defended the belts unified, but he's never defended the belts undisputed. So if you know that, it's like, okay, he has to defend those belts while he has all those belts. You see what I mean? You can get double undisputed, but like to be a champion, you have to defend every belt like Lennox Lewis did. See, I think, like I said, Lennox Lewis wants some company. He wants someone to do what he did once upon a time, 20 some odd years ago. When he fights with those belts, and it was a 3-belt era, it made no difference because that was every belt that you could have at the time. And he fought his mandatories and he defended the belt. Now, he lost the Rockman, but he got it right back, making him double undisputed, which a lot of people don't understand that, or realize that, should I say. So I think that's what Oleksandr Usyk should do. It would be better for him to retire than for him to be or to constantly keep being ridiculed over, you know, either people stating he's injured or some kind of back injury. I don't even remember what it is now, because it's so many fighters that have claimed that they're injured that it's just, I think that's just the thing to say these days. I think people are just talking, oh, I'm injured. Daniel Dubois is injured. And, You know, Jarrell Miller was injured and AJ was injured. Now Usyk's injured. And I'm thinking to myself, like, how many people are injured? Like, is it a coincidence that all of these fighters are injured at one time? You know what I mean? Usyk and Dubois fought each other last, and they're both injured. And you're like, wow, what kind of fight did they have? This wasn't a David Tua versus Ike Ibeabuchi fight. It was a fifth round shutout in favor of Usyk. So it's like, okay, when did Usyk get injured? You know what I mean? Because he didn't look injured at all. So, yeah, I do agree with Lennox Lewis, really, to save his reputation, because the last thing you need is a good guy like Usyk, you know, being pointed at is being called a liar. You know what I mean? Because that's what people are saying, especially like the old Tyson Fury fans that were fans of him before he fought Usyk and got beat by Usyk. Now, you know, they have something now to feed on, and you don't want people with that type of food to feed, right? But you guys tell me what you think of Lennox Lewis urging Oleksandr Usyk to retire on top. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunch.